your name?
Now he begged for some crumbs from the rich man to eat, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street. He was some other's darling, he was some other's son.
Let's see.
Oh, once he was fair, and once he was young, and some other rocked him, then darted into sleep, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street. And Jesus should come and knock on your door. Would you let him in and pick from your store? Would you turn him away with nothing to eat? Would you leave him to die like a tramp on the street? He was some other's darling, he was some other's son. Once he was fair, and once he was young, and some other racked him, and darted to sleep, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street.
Gates to the city, all the greedy stand outside the city. Matthew, John, Peter, and Paul, all the apostles' name on the wall. 12 gates to the city.
These weren't the true face of Judaism, and now the clothes are showing. But if you go to the streets of Jerusalem, you will find that the very religious communities have been in the tens of thousands, or in New York and Washington DC. So the clothes are simply maybe less intimidating to show the voice of the people. But the worst thing to do is always
and this observation of our city. So I want to say thank you all for being out here. Let's make it loud and clear. BTS! 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 Free Palestine! 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 Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
cleansing is a crime.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna get a program going. Make some noise, please.
Military, economic, and political support of our government.
against the genocide and U.S. aid to Israel, it's not stopping because this country's heinous ruling class is reaping super profits off of the land theft and the mass murder of Palestinians. Say shame!
Shame!
We all know that the occupation of Palestine is not going to stop with a new president. It's not going to stop with a ceasefire. It's not going to stop with war criminals shaking hands over some empty political deal. It will stop when the Palestinian resistance achieves its victory through their united front against the racist, apartheid, genocidal state of Israel. So why do we continue to show up in the streets? I mean, we believe that only mass movements can change history, and our role here in the Imperial Corps is to build a visible resistance and a visible mass movement in solidarity with the Palestinian people, and to deal as much of a material blow against the Israeli apartheid state as possible by cutting every last financing stream, every last investment and military aid package funneled by our government to fund this genocide. Our role is to protest and to force our politicians to divest. Illinois, the state in which we live, is one of the leading governments in the whole country in terms of its material support for Israel. Say shame. And our state treasurer, Michael Frericks, has used our taxpayer money to buy millions of dollars in Israeli bonds. Since October of last year alone, he has bought $30 million of Israeli bonds, bringing Illinois' total investment in this genocidal state over $120 million. Shame! Michael Frericks is an outright Zionist, an outright racist, who has said that he's sending funds to our, quote, Israeli friends, who are representing the only democracy in the Middle East. Say shame! He also said that his investment in the Israeli economy is the best financial decision that he could make. After this, Israel's credit has been downgraded several times due to its weakening economic position, and as businesses close down and settlers flee. The occupation economy and state is a sinking ship, and our task is to blow as many holes into that sinking ship as we can until it fails. And that's why we're calling on Michael Frericks to divest from Israeli bonds and to cease any future investments of our public money in the genocidal regime. So sign a petition at bit.ly/AWC-divest and keep coming out to the Coalition for Justice in Palestine action to pressure an end to the genocide and U.S. aid to Israel. Israel bombs, Illinois pays! How many kids did you kill today? Israel bombs, Illinois pays! How many kids did you kill today? Michael Frericks, you can't hide! You
Can I get a hell yeah? As an organization that was formed to free Angela Davis, a prominent political activist in the Black Liberation Movement who was wrongfully incarcerated as a means to hold her as a political prisoner, we in the Black Liberation Movement and Black people in this country in general know all too well the lengths that white supremacy will go to stop and repress people's movement and liberation from oppressive structures and institutions. The connection to our oppression here in the Imperial Corps and the ones abroad are all too relevant. You can see in how the U.S. major cities send their police officers to Israel for training by the Israeli occupation forces, and how they currently are spending billions of dollars to build these cop cities and majority black cities all across the U.S. as a means to occupy and surveil our communities. The surveillance technology used in our communities are developed and tested on Palestinians, and there are so many more examples of this. So many examples of how our government, the same government who has failed our communities time and time again, will opt into spending billions of dollars on occupation and apartheid.
And I pray to God, words that have been sanctified in the world. I represent Jews who are true to our thousands-year-old religion, which is subservience to God and not murder. This Zionist movement, people don't seem to realize, is a movement of 130, 140 years. It is a movement of selfish, peace
who have a nationalistic agenda. They want to have their own homeland. And that's nothing with my religion, which is a spirituality through God, and that expressly forbids us to oppress people. This is something that is clear in the teachings of the Torah. We are not 2,000 years ago instructed the temple as one sovereignty, regardless if it's a land that is uninhabited, and we have to respect the words of God. My grandparents were killed in Auschwitz. My predecessors were murdered in the Inquisition. They were burned on the stake. Why? Because they wanted to uphold the Torah.
You preach a false, heretical Christianity.
The opportunity to create
Hey, don't yell at them. They can't hear.
Does the sign make sense?
Let me,
Also true.
money, the root of all evil. You worship false, heretical Christianity. Money, you worship money, not your false religion. Black Friday, down on brag, money, the root of all evil. You worship that with your religion, don't you? Heretical, false Christianity. You don't practice true Christianity. You worship money. You support people that throw bombs on people.
How many kids do you kill today?